All right, first full scrimmage of the. We had a little bit of live work, a little half scrimmage work, but this was the first day to let them play. You get 3 full scrimmages in spring ball, counting the spring game. So this one, and we'll have one more, and then obviously the spring game. But 7 days, man, really pleased with. The biggest thing is just this. It's not always this way, and I'm really. I really like this team in the one aspect of, sometimes as a head coach, you walk out there and you just see things from a different lens. But when you walk out there, there's just sometimes there's days where you don't feel like everybody's giving it, and you just gotta freaking get it out of them. And I have not had not one day with this team in 7 days that I have felt like I've had to go get it. And that is a credit to the leadership. Our staff have really done a great job, but the guys have really shown up every day, 7 days, and that's easy to say early, but for 7 days we've had great energy, and we've had great competitiveness. I mean, it's really been competitive, and the guys there hasn't been one lull in just that spirit, if you will. So I'm really, really pleased with that, and we got a lot of good players out here. It's good to get some of these young guys and get them some work. I'm really pleased. Man, Coach Riley's done a great job. I'm really pleased with offensively what we've actually we got a lot in. We've actually been able to get a lot done. And probably the biggest thing is procedurally, we've really been clean. So I'm just very encouraged by what we've been able to do to this point. And, obviously we got 7 scholarship receivers that aren't practicing right now live. And missing, Tate and Parks, but it's been really good. It's been good to just, see us get things installed and see the guys, catch on to what we're doing and having some fun. So it's been a good spring to this point. Excited for these guys. We'll have meetings tomorrow, and then we'll let them have a break for spring break, and then come back and finish up strong on the second half. But, I'd say we're ahead of where I would want us, where I thought we may have been at this point. Going in, a lot of new people, obviously doing some things new offensively from not really philosophy-wise, but systematically a little bit, and some terminology and stuff like that. Getting everybody on the same page, and they've done a great job, man. Coaches have done an awesome job, and really, really pleased with where we are right now.
What's Garrett like coaching the coaches, sort of?
Oh, he's great. I mean, these are very, very. They're all about the same age, with the exception of K. Rich. He's probably I guess he's the oldest in the room. Was he about 41 or 2 or something like that? But they're all about the same. They all have great experience, and it's easy for them to communicate because it's again, it's just. You may call something different, but it's still, ball. But it's been great, getting everybody on the same page, and that's probably been the biggest thing, especially when you hire a guy coming in that really doesn't know anybody. Kind of like when I hired Brent, he came in, and I had a great staff, and he did a good job, and same thing with Garrett, just coming in and installing the way he wants to install it, and getting on the same page. But he's just really good. He's got a great demeanor. The biggest thing I like about Garrett is he's very confident, and he's really got great energy every single day. And I love that about him, and that just resonates with everyone. So they've done a good job. I think they've all had a lot of fun.
Is the tempo on offense significantly faster today?
We can dictate the tempo. We can go fast. We kind of vary it. But we've got the ability to go really fast, and we've got the ability to slow it down. And I think we have. I think we've got all that installed as far as what we need to do, just procedurally. That's again probably the thing I'm most pleased with. Is normally you'd be thinking offsides, cadence issues, alignment issues, and things like that, and we really haven't had that. We really haven't. Really pleased with that aspect of it.
Any guys that maybe young guys that kind of you're pleased with right now that maybe stood out in the first real scrimmage?
It's easy to see those young D linemen. They're hard to miss those guys. They are as advertised, that's for sure. Really that whole group of mid-years, are as advertised. I've noticed every single one of those guys. That CV, I thought really looked poised today. You know, those 3 linemen are really going to be good players. I've noticed all of them at one time or another. Noble is a kid that's really, really skilled. He's got all the ability in the world. I mean, I think we knocked it out of the park as far as, you know, he's still got a lot to learn and putting it together, but man, he can really run and change direction. He's got a great body for the position. He's a great kid. And then you know, over on the other side, man, those D linemen, jeez, man, those 4 D linemen in here, Burley and Steph Island and TJ and Peter. I mean, they're everything you want. Same thing with Jamal and D. I mean, they absolutely really stand out. Shelton had a pick 6 today. He's a kid that's really stood out. Kylan Webb, Khalil Barnes. I mean, they're what we thought they were. You know, so I mean, there's nobody. I think they've all flashed at some point. You know, that whole young group. So nobody that's we're disappointed with. Nobody that I'm like, oh boy, that's going to take a while. I mean, they're all as advertised.
You talk about Peter. Is it pretty similar to when Brzee or Christian came in?
I'd say he's ahead of them. You know, he's ahead of them in the, you know, both of those guys played at really small schools. And, you know, Peter's one of the strongest kids on the team right now. But he played 7A football in Alabama. He played in 5 state championships in a row and won 4 of them in a row at Thompson High School. And he's just played at a really high level. And he's just, you know, further along as a football player, but has all those things that you love about Brian and Christian and all that. So, you know, we'll see. You know, and I'd say the same thing about Burley and Steph Island. Those guys are, man, these are really good players that have been incredibly well coached, coming from really good programs, competitive programs, and they have not been overwhelmed. So it's been encouraging to see.
What have you seen of the 2 guard spots with Tate and Walker?
Musical chairs. We're kind of looking at everybody. We've from Trent to Linthicum to Tucker to obviously Mitchell. You know, Mitchell's made some big strides. I think he really gained a lot of confidence, and I think that was the biggest thing for him, was just kind of confidence. And he gained a ton of confidence those last 4 games of the season. And then Dietrich, you know, that's kind of been the guys. And of the young guys, man, Harris Sewell has really caught my attention. I mean, he is a really natural football player, incredibly physical inside, you know, picks things up really quickly, very strong and incredibly flexible and can really bend. I mean, he's a great, just really understands leverage and how to play in there. So I mean, it's a musical chairs. I mean, we're really repping a lot of people, which is good. You know, while we got those guys, it's gonna make us better.
With Shelton, I know you mentioned he had a pick 6 today. He was a guy that a couple of the quarterbacks were mentioning, some of the veterans. He's a guy that's really impressed him. Just what did you see from him?
Yeah, he's very skilled. You know, I think I mentioned that to y'all at the bowl. You know, I mean, I got the chance to get a sneak peek of him at the bowl, and he's just a smooth, very instinctive, very natural player, and it's very important to him. But he can run. He's got really good technique. He's got excellent ball skills, and he's incredibly competitive. You know, so you know, all those things are gonna serve him well. But he's not been overwhelmed. He's picked things up. You know, he's shown up and competed every single day. And, I mean, as I said about the whole group, that entire group is just what we hoped they'd be.
I feel like Hunter Helms has developed into a pretty good number 2.
Well, I think the biggest thing is he's gotten in a little better shape. He's changed his body. You know, he's not a guy that's going to make a million plays with his legs, but he's very smart. He understands the game. He knows you know, the offense. He understands defense, and but he's really changed his composition, and that's really, I think, helped him. I mean, he's leaned up and looks good. He's moving a little bit better. But you know, he's done a great job. I mean, he's a guy that you know you can depend on. And you know, CV, like I said, is I mean, it's just easy to see the talent. I mean, the kid can really run, and he's got a big arm. He can absolutely rip it. So we've got a really good situation there. And then, Paul hadn't been able to practice. Hopefully, he'll be able to do some things, post spring break. So we'll see. But I feel good about the guys that we have for sure. And then Cade has really just continued to rise from where he was in finishing the season.
How different is Tristan Lee from where he was when he arrived at left tackle?
Different person. He's not even. I mean, compared to that guy. I mean, that guy was a 20, and this guy is an 80. Compared to who he was when he got here, coming out of COVID, no football, out of shape, not strong, hadn't been in a weight room. I mean, he's completely different. I mean, he's really worked hard. I mean, he's one of the guys I'm so proud of, because a lot of guys aren't very self-aware, and he is, and he has really worked hard to just do everything he needs to do to be a better version of himself. And whether it's physically, nutritionally, weight room wise, film wise, knowledge wise, he's just a guy that works all the time. It's very important to him to be a great player. And so he's so far from the guy that showed up here, but he's still a young player, so but really pleased with he's done some really good things. He's missed some plays too, just communication and things, but nobody wants it more than Tristan, that's for sure.
Coach,
I was going to say, you've had a lot of guys you talked about arrive ready, you pop them out of the box and they're ready to go. Just where does Peter rank among some of those guys across the position group?
He's as good as anybody we've had. I mean, it's easy to see. I mean, it's just he's a problem. He's a problem.
Coaches, Sage kind of stepped up at the tight end, and Josh Sapp, how's he doing?
Doing great. Sage he missed a couple days, kind of fell funny and had a little bruise on his back, but he's been back. Had a nice catch today. I think he had a little pop pass touchdown, but he's doing a good job. And I'm gonna tell you, man, Sapp I'm so glad we got him. This kid is really smooth. He's gonna be a very good player. And I think it's just a credit to, he's a football kid, number one, but he's played quarterback, he's played receiver, he's played DN, he's played linebacker, he's played safety, he's played running back. This guy has played all these positions his whole life. He's been a really good basketball player. So, he's just a really smooth athlete. And, I'm glad we were able to redshirt him, but he's big, he's strong, but he can really run. He's sneaky and bounces off people, really soft hands, and has shown up. And he really started to flash at the end during our bowl prep, in some of our competitive work with the JV, and he's continued that in this spring practice.
Year 2 with Wes, how have you seen his coaching? Has he grown a little bit? What have you noticed?
Oh yeah. Just like anything. Anytime you just get a little experience and you do some things, you get better and better. And he's going to be a great one. He's really talented. He's really gifted. He really understands things. But he's done a great job. He's got a great, just confidence to him and a great command to, the room. And the biggest thing is just, man, the staff is really together and on the same page, and I'm really pleased with that. So it's been good work to this point. He's done a nice job.
Has Gunn been pretty consistent with his kicks, and at punter, any separation there?
That's probably the biggest area that's probably not where we need to be. We're not consistent right now, really at either one of those spots. So work to do for sure there. We do some good things and get excited, and then you want to look the other way. So we're just not consistent. We're consistently inconsistent right now, so we got work to do. Not terrible, but just we're not elite, not what we need, and we're talented, but we just gotta be more consistent. But we do have some competition going, so I do like that. Hopefully that'll drive it.
I guess the young defensive ends, Cade Denhoff, Zaire Patterson. I guess what have you seen?
Yeah, Zaire had a nice little. It's good to see him. He had a little pick six today off the tip ball. Ball got tipped. He picked it and ran it back. And so you know, he's just an inconsistent kid. You know, he's just got to make up his mind. He wants to be a great football player. Great guy, got all the talent in the world, but he's just got to make a decision that he wants to be great because he can do it. And Cade, man, love Cade. He's the same guy every day. He's a grinder. He loves it. He's unbelievably committed. The guy that's flashing is Jaheim. Jaheim is really, you know, showing some natural things. I mean, he's tough. He's physical. He's a natural pass rusher. He's probably top 3 pass rusher right now, just pure pass rusher. And but man, T.J. Parker is, you know, Maskell rolled his ankle, so he's been out, and then obviously XT's out. So it's been good, you know, because again, it's kind of forcing the issue with some of these guys competitively, and we're seeing some good things from all those guys. Armand Mason, nobody even knows who he is. Y'all better learn who Armand Mason is, you know, because if he sticks with it here, he's gonna be a problem. I mean, he's one of them guys. We just got to keep watering him, right? You know, and maybe it might be another year. He's just going to be a redshirt sophomore. It's Grady Jarrett's nephew. It might be another year, but I'm telling you about that. If that kid will stick with it before he leaves here, he's going to be a problem. That guy is fast and explosive. He came here about 190 pounds, knowing nothing, and now he's about 235. He's got about a 38-inch vertical. He can really run and change direction and bend. And he's still, you know, don't get me wrong, he's not going to win any awards right now. He's still a ways to go. But he's a kid I just put on your radar that if he hangs in there and just keeps going, he's going to help us. He'll help us.
It seems like hey, we're going to get really good at a few things. We're going to simplify on offense. It's really excited Cade and some of the others. Have you noticed that too, sort of translating?
I mean, we actually got a lot in. We got a bunch of stuff. You know, we're just, you know, I think the biggest thing is just, you know, the plays we have, making sure we have complement to it, you know, off of it, and so it's you know, having some good answers, you know, that we can go to right away, you know, and I think it's all built in. It's really good, but you know, I think kind of simplified some things a little bit as far as just, again, procedurally, cadence-wise, where our eyes are, some of that stuff. But you know, it's you know, that's kind of what we want to do. We just want to be really good at what we do, and then make sure we got answers off of, you know, if they take it away, we got an answer for it that's built in. So I think we're well on our way. Just, you know, we're not where we need to be personnel-wise, but you know, all the guys out. But as far as install-wise, I think the guys have really caught on well.
A quick Google search looks like Armand has some pretty good genes.
Yeah, his dad, you know, was Anthony Mason, a great basketball player. You know, Grady's his cousin, first cousin, but he's just kind of a, you know, late bloomer, off the radar kid out of Savannah. But he's got a chance. He's got a chance, you know, eventually.
Any explosives today from Antonio, Cole, any of the
Oh man, Antonio had a great day. Cole had a nice touchdown catch. You know, it was a really nice job fundamentally by him. I mean, and then a great throw. Cade, you know, kind of put it right where it needed to be. Nate had great coverage, but you know, just Cade put it right where it needed to be. And Cole's gonna be pretty special, boys and girls.
With some the young defensive linemen, is how much are y'all working some of those guys outside and inside?
Well, we're moving around a little bit. We're just really trying to just rep the guys where they are right now. We've gotten thin a couple times and we've moved some guys, but we really want to just kind of evaluate everybody, and we can figure all that stuff out later. Right now, we're just trying to play football. We're not trying to win a game or win a scrimmage. We just want to evaluate. You know, it's not always going to be perfect, but we can still evaluate that person and what they're doing. But we've done a little bit of that, but not a ton.
I think Derek Mason was here.
Yeah, he's just hanging out for a couple of days. He and Nick, really good buddies. He came in. We had pro day yesterday, and so he came in. I think he's going to hang out for a couple of days, just roaming around.
What'd you think of Trenton Simpson's pro day?
I mean,
What's my point?
I mean, you know, that's what we'd all like to look like in underwear, wouldn't we? Life goals right there, man. Jeez almighty. He's, I mean, that dude's, he's special. He's special. I mean, he wasn't even going to jump. And the scout talked him into jumping. And I think we told him, hey, you're welcome. When it's over, he jumped like 40 and a half. I mean, he's just, y'all know that guy he's fast and strong and a great human being. I mean, he's just an awesome kid. You just makes your heart smile every time you're around him. He's just a great kid.
Hey, the ACC announced today that in a couple of years, Georgia Tech and Florida State are going to play in Ireland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How would you feel about taking the team?
Man, let's
overseas?
do it. Hey, let's go international, man. Hey, I mean, all we ever get to do is go to like Winston-Salem and places like that. Brownell and the boys, they get to go to Hawaii and Italy and hey, spread the love a little bit.
Every day in Durham.
A little, yeah. Another day in Durham.
You can go your own way to Italy.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to wherever. Let's go to the Vatican. My name is in the Vatican, just so you know. Yeah, my name Dabo is in the Vatican. Yeah. You look it up. I mean, Dabo. Y'all, I hadn't told you. So when I got the job in 2008, this guy comes up to me at the Shrine Bowl and he says, hey, Coach, do you know what your name means in Latin? And my exact words, I looked at him and I went, my name's a word? That's exactly what I said. My name's a word? Because my whole life, y'all can imagine growing up in Alabama with a name like Dabo, you get some ridicule, it just kind of comes with it. But my name was that boy, right? That's how I got my name, Dabo. And, I just kind of, I can only imagine my parents sitting around at some point in 1969, maybe they were on drugs, I don't know. Going, Dabo, yeah, sounds good, we'll roll with that, And so, I've been Dabo, but you grow up with that. And then lo and behold, in 2008, I go to the Shrine Bowl and God tells me my name is a word. And I'm like, wow. And my name means I will give in Latin. And so later on, get to the Vatican and, they got all those Latin sentences, and there I am. I'm right there, Dabo. And all them guys that made fun of me my whole life, I don't see Bill or Bob or John or, I don't see any of them. I don't see Jeff up in the Vatican, but I'm in the Vatican, so let's go to Rome and we'll do a field trip to the Vatican. That'd be fun. We'll play. Well, we can't play at the Coliseum's feels a little choppy too. It's a little messed up, but we'll find a place. Maybe we'll play out where they used to do the chariot races in front of the Roman castle or whatever.
Junction boys playing ruins over there.
So do you have any Irish heritage?
I think I'm Irish, Swedish. I'm a little bit all that. I think that's what Swinney is. I mean, somehow or another they got to North Alabama. Apparently, I am from Phil Campbell, Haleyville, Jasper area. That's kind of where I'm from. But I don't really know hardly anybody. I get a lot of people that say I'm cousin somewhere, but somehow they got to Alabama. I don't know how they got to Alabama. I don't know what it was. I guess coal, maybe coal at some point. But somewhere along the line, I was Swedish or Irish or something.
By the time we reconvene, you're going to have a son married off. Is that
Yeah,
right?
man. I'm literally, if I can get away from y'all, I'm getting on a plane tonight, and I'm flying to Florida. And we've got a big day tomorrow, and we got a little golf tournament on Friday, and yeah, Drew's getting married to MC Saturday night. So crazy, man. I mean, I just can't. They've been dating for 6 years, so I guess it's kind of at that point. And so it's just, I really can't. I wrote my speech last night. Like I'm gonna have to speak at the rehearsal dinner, and that was really weird. It's just because, as a parent, those of you that are parents, you just look at your kids. You don't really ever look at them any different, right? You just look at them like they're your little kid. And you look at the pictures and it's like, that was last week, but now they're, 23 and hair under their arm and getting married. It's just like that. It's just crazy, man. But it's a blessing. And I'm excited to, we hadn't had a Swinney girl since, in a long time. So I'm looking forward to that, and she's a good one. She's a sweetheart.
6 years ain't got nothing on you and Kat, though.
No. We got a little bit on them, but Drew was one and done. Only girlfriend he ever had, one and done.
saw Hunter over there earlier. Was Coach V here too?
I don't know if Coach V was here. If he was, I didn't see him. But Hunter comes walking in like he's just a co-ed, just trying to blend in, you know, just.
Which he can.
And I called him out on the microphone. He did not like that. He doesn't like this microphone. But he looks great, man. He's living in Greenville. He bought a house in Greenville and kind of settling in there, and he's doing great. He'll be there. He'll be in the golf tournament on Friday, so it'll be fun. There's been a lot of trash talk going on for about a week. Apparently, there's been some kind of, you know, we've had this little text chain going on, and I can't keep up with it because it's like, you know, it gets going, and it's like 20 texts in a row and a bunch of trash talking. But I haven't played since July, but I am a gamer, and I am going to rise to the occasion. So I'm excited about it. But I appreciate you asking.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, appreciate